Hello! It's me again, you're from the Neighborhood Green Party rep for Humber St. Barbe, Everett, Newfoundland, Robin Gosse. I hope you've enjoyed the previous videos, assuming you watched them in order. Part 1 and Part 2 of the homeless question, as well as blacksmith, potter, weaver, healer, and animal husbandry videos. Welcome to a video that I hope will grow on you and we'll see what blossoms in the future, the video entitled The Gardener. This particular seasonal vocation, more seasonal than the rest I guess, will involve producing two types of crops. I guess three, really. Food stuffs, potatoes, tomatoes, carrots, turnip, cabbage, that kind of thing. On one hand. On another hand, you've got things like spices and medical things. Everything from basil, thyme, parsley, lavender, all the way up to aloe and eucalyptus and whatever it is we can grow. I'm not sure of all the finer niceties yet. It's still ongoing research, as always. The third category is industrial crops that really serve no medicinal or culinary purpose, such as industrial hemp, bamboo, that sort of thing. Yes, you can eat hemp and yes, you can eat bamboo, but they're plants. You can eat most of them. Primarily, bamboo will be used for a building resource. Maybe fiber, maybe, depends on how that goes. Even soy could be used as a fiber. The gardener will be responsible for the greenhouse. They will develop the starting plants that they will hand off onto the farmers, which will be a coordinated component of the gardener's section at current. The gardener will also be coordinating rigidly with the weaver for those plants which can couple with the weaving department, also with the animal husbandry, because they can coordinate with what to grow, what not to grow. Animals will need oats, animals will need hay and other things. The gardener can help coordinate with the farmers, which will be directly under the gardener's purview, gardener, greenhouse, or what have you. As well, the gardener will work strictly with the healer, in that the healer might require more aloe cacti to be grown. Aloe is actually a cactus type thing, and the gardener will accommodate them politely, I hope. One hopes, always. So, we hope to have a series of greenhouses, even insofar as having a greenhouse full of orange trees or clover or what have you, and have honeybee hives inside this particular greenhouse with double doors and whatever to keep the bee inside and prevent exposure to those who might have allergies. Though, as I said earlier, the healer tent will have EpiPens and that kind of thing handy, though begrudgingly so. I don't like the idea of using pharmacology where it can be avoided. So, we'll have our honey, we'll have a lot of berries as well. Hedgerows will not just be hedges, they'll all be useful. I'd love to have a hedge of blueberries. Between two large cropping areas, in the perimeter that'll separate them, probably keep the animals away, we'll have blueberry plants, as an example. Or blackberry or gooseberry or whatever it is that grow on those kind of bushes that can be shaped. The gardener will also be responsible for the seed collection. As the winter crops begin to age and die as the frost approaches, the gardener will probably conscript all of our floating point employees, like the farmers, and tend to collecting the seed specimens so that we can create a seed stock. A lot of farmers have several generations of seed that they replant every year, and the plants that succeed have stronger seeds. And you can create a really rigid, strong genetic backbone to your plant stock. Delightful idea. I really want to do that as well. Why buy them when you can just harvest? If you've ever cut open a pepper, like a green, red, yellow, orange pepper, you can see how many seeds are inside, and doing it properly, you can probably get 50% return. So a lot of our seeds can be saved for future generations in case there's a lost crop or what have you. No problem. Also, there'll be a decorative component to the gardener. There will be times when the greenhouse no longer requires attention, or when we have a new volunteer who wants to help but there's no space or work to be done in the greenhouses. I want to have a lot of those. Love greenhouses. There will be a decorative component to the gardening, doing landscaping and doing colorful flowers, annuals, perennials, bulbs, and bushes, shrubs, trees. The eco-village can't only be functionally beautiful. I don't want the awe and splendor reserved for engineers alone. As awesome as that would be, I want people to walk in agape to see the small community robust and beautiful and colorful and swarms of birds. I want to see all kinds of animals, chipmunks and squirrels and things around, with the infrastructure designed accordingly. I know what a woodpecker can do to a tree. I'd hate to see what it can do to a wood frame house. Animals will bring other vermin like insects, so that can be accommodated for as well. But the potential exists to really have a grounds beautification. If we want dwarf cedars all over the property, let the gardener grow a couple of trays of dwarf cedars. When they reach sapling size, the kind of thing you buy for Scouts Canada or whatever, little tree that big. That's the kind of thing that the civiculture experts plant, tree planters. I would want to put thousands of these trees, especially maple or oak or whatever apple tree, whatever symbolic tree we want the village to have. I want these things littered in the project. I want an apple for every season. I want oranges and pears and cherries and plums and currants and gages and oh my. I want the entire project to be vibrant with life. If you're hungry, I want the nearest blossoming plant that you can pluck food from in the summertime to be less than 10 feet away. It was that way in nature. It was that way in the Garden of Eden, if you prescribed that sort of thing. Once upon a time, if you went in the rainforest, people knew what to eat and what not to eat. They'd know what mushrooms to consume and what mushrooms to not consume. And a mobile gardener in a forest garden, wiki it, look it up. Forest gardens are fantastic, 7 different layers of growth. I want them to plant edible mushrooms and destroy non-edible mushrooms. If the ecosystem niche must exist, we want it to be safe for everybody. I want you to be able to tell your 5-year-old child, go pick some mushrooms for supper. They can toddle off, come back in an hour with good stories to tell in a basket full of shrooms. Not the magic kind. We don't want those at all. Also, we want to avoid wholesale cropping. 10,000 acres of canola is not healthy for anybody. We want to mix things up. I think it's tomato, potato, squash, and corn are the 4 sisters, or something similar to that, where the bug that eats one plant hates the smell of another plant, and all things held together, you get more crop per acre. It's more user intensive because you can't use a combine, but we won't be using them anyway. Forest gardens, look it up. 4 sisters, 3 sisters, look that up too. Really cool stuff. So, I guess that's all I have to say about that. Gardeners will, of course, like everyone else, be an integral part of the whole project and will be the foundation of the farming industry of the Tir Tairngire ecovillage. Thanks for watching, and I hope I have piqued some of your interest. Please check out the message forum in the links below and the links in other channels, and I really hope that you enjoy the videos. Thanks and have a great night.